Hi there, Crazy Corb here. I've got a story to tell you. Now, if you've been keeping up, you would know that in December of 1970, I moved from Los Angeles area, Long Beach, to Oregon. But that move was a little strange. I started off with a 59 Ford F1 truck, pickup truck. I guess F100 maybe. Um, I was towing an 18-foot Bulls Arrow trailer, and that trailer threw a wheel on the Long Beach Freeway 3 miles out. Hadn't even left the city of Long Beach yet, and that's what happened. All of a sudden, I found myself, I was driving down the road, and then I saw this tire bouncing by me, and my truck slowed, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and my trailer was shooting sparks out at 55 miles an hour. Pulled over to the side of the road and stopped. Everybody stopped on the freeway when they saw this happening. But I got pulled over. Uh, a car pulled in behind me almost immediately, and this kid got out. And then the car took off. And the kid came up to me and he goes, "Hi," and he introduced himself to me. Told me that he was a friend of David's. He knew that I was on my way out, leaving to go to Oregon, and that his dad had just dropped him off and was going forward to retrieve the tire to my trailer. He said that his dad knew what had happened and knew that it could be fixed and that he could fix it, and was offering to fix it, pull my trailer off of the freeway. And I opened up my trailer and looked inside, and every drawer, everything was open. But I had about 3,000 rounds of ammunition back there and a couple of rifles and 100 and some kilos of pot. So I grabbed 10 kilos, put them in the bed of my pickup, and locked the trailer up, gave the key to this kid, asked him to tell David what had happened and for David to bring the trailer, once it was fixed, bring the trailer with him, with my El Camino that he was also picking up, to Oregon. As it turned out, huge mistake. I should have just stayed there, talked to the guy's dad, got everything fixed, and just taken off myself. It would have changed my life. But just another one of those things that you, after, hindsight is perfect vision. So we took off without the trailer. We, being me and a friend of David's that also was a friend of mine, who was kicking heroin and recovering from syphilis, I think, or some gonorrhea, who knows, from something. He was young. He was with me looking to see if maybe he would want to move to Oregon. There's a whole bunch more involved with that, and at some point I'll probably bring it out and discuss it. But suffice to say, things didn't work out that way. We took off. This was right after the earthquake in Northridge. We drove through that area, looked at the damage, and went, well, okay, it's a good thing you were leaving. And climbed the grapevine, and I noticed my oil pressure was starting to drop a little bit. So I started to slow down and take it a little easy. But I heard an engine knock on the way down the grapevine. Pulled into Bakersfield to a 24-hour garage. Had him listen to it. He said, okay, you have a throwout bearing going out. And yes, we can fix it. You're going to have to leave the truck here for a couple of days. I said, well, do the best you can. I put my kilos in behind the back seat. Took a cab to a motel. Called and gave him the motel number, room number. And we went to sleep. In the morning, David's friend got up and walked to the motel's restaurant and got us breakfast, brought it back in, bought food for 10. Apologetic, but saying, well, I'm sorry, but everything looks so good. We ate what we wanted. They called me and my truck was done. So we went ahead and went back, paid to get the truck taken care of. Excuse me. And then we took off on our way to Oregon. No trouble the rest of the way. Stopped and looked at land a few times. But made it to Coos Bay, which was my destination. Had a little trouble finding the road to get to where my friend was at, but we finally got there, got in, pulled in, saw him, and met the neighbors, arranged to sell some pot so I could get some money. So I made a bunch of lids, but I expected another 100 kilos to be coming. Never happened. When Dave got here with my El Camino and my trailer, he had spent every fucking dime I'd given him. He had spent every dime of the pot that he sold, gave away. I don't know what he did with it all. He mailed me some. But basically, I was ripped off for 100 kilos. I was still able to get my act together a little bit, but I had to go right back into business, which I didn't want to do. I had no choice. But I bought some property in Bandon. And that was the beginning of the Oregon Trail for me. And I have a whole bunch of stories to tell you on that. This is the beginning of volume 2 of my book also. Just letting you guys know. Thank you. I'm hoping that some of you will subscribe, please. If you like the videos, hit like. Doesn't cost any money to like them. It doesn't cost you any money to subscribe. But I need subscribers. I need at least a couple of hundred. So please do subscribe. Thank you.